Hi, my name is Mer Stevens. I'm an EMT. I live in San Francisco, and I'm an activist with a campaign to end the death penalty. And what I have to say is that changing the procedure used to murder people does nothing to address what's actually wrong with the death penalty. I have 5 problems with the death penalty. The first is that it's racist. Black people make up about 12% of our population, but about 42% of death row. And there's no explanation for that I can possibly find except racism. 50% of murder victims are black. 50% of murder victims are black, but 80% of victims in capital cases are white, which makes no sense to me except racism. And of the 18,000 executions in this country's history, only 42 were of white people who killed black people or who were accused of killing black people, and that is unconscionable to me. Another reason is that it punishes the poor. According to Justice William O. Douglas, one searches the chronicles in vain for the execution of any member of the affluent strata of our society. And 90% of people charged with capital crimes lack the ability to hire an attorney, which leads to another major issue with the death penalty, which is that it kills innocent people. That if you can't afford to defend yourself, like my friend Darryl Lomax on death row could not, you end up innocent, like he has on death row in this state and across the country. It condemns the innocent to die. It doesn't deter crime, and it's absolutely barbaric. I believe that there's no right way to do the wrong thing, and fiddling with the methods of execution is not addressing at all what is actually wrong in the death penalty and in the criminal system in California. There's no lethal injection procedure, no execution method, and absolutely no lives stolen by life without the possibility of parole that actually addresses what's really wrong, the racism, the injustice, innocent people sentenced to die. And that's what I think is at the heart of what we need to be looking at in the criminal system in California. The best case scenario for lethal injection is cold-blooded murder. And the worst case is like what happened on December 13th, 2006 in Florida to Angel Diaz. He was the victim of a botched execution, one so bad that Jeb Bush, the execution enthusiast, cousin of George W. Bush, actually called a halt to executions. Technicians wrongly inserted the needles carrying the poisons that were to kill Diaz. The caustic chemicals poured into his soft tissues instead of his veins as intended. This left Diaz struggling and mouthing words in pain for over 34 minutes when a second set of needles were inserted. Excuse me. I'm a crier, I apologize. The county medical examiner found 12-inch chemical burns inside both of his arms after his execution. That is the face of the death penalty. Kevin Cooper is the face of the death penalty. And I really think that we in California need to think about what's actually justice, and I think that that's an end to the racism of this system.